Hi, friends. We have a lot of new friends, guys. I don't know who you guys shared this with, or if you're like, hey, let's do a drinking game and see how many times this girl says so and every time we take a shot. Either way, welcome. Tonight is going to be kids. We'll get through it. I am going to do a quick update. One is that I have an infection on my nose. So it's red and peeling. It's not boogers. Don't worry. I'd pick them out if they were. I have also had a conclusion with how to fix the camera problem that I was so terribly suffering with. I would like you to meet Miss Potato Head Little Bo Peep. Frank cut her fingers. She's my new audience to stand by my camera so that I can just watch her. Let's do an update, shall we? Because, God, I mean, it's been 2 days and we have more. Okay, so did my liver biopsy. Brain holding still. We're just going to watch and wait. Did the liver biopsy. First off, so much better than last time. Last time I almost died, and then I had internal bleeding. So that was not fun. This time, they gave me Benadryl before, and then, like, liquid Benadryl. And then, I don't remember what else, but it was fine. It was so good. I remember they wheeled me into the room, and they put me on the CT scan table, because they were like, just in case we need to take a CAT scan or a CT, whatever. While we're doing this, we want you to be on the table. That way you don't have to move. Yeah, thanks. Because the last thing I want to do is have you guys open and poking me and then go, shoot, can you get up and just move over here? So thank God they thought ahead and were like, we'll just move you. So that went smooth. No problems whatsoever. Tiny bruising. It's great. However, did not come back the way we were hoping. For those of you that are new, let me just explain a little thing. I might be a robot. I don't know. I have told my oncologist, who's now retired, but I have a new one who's amazing and I do love him. I am highly advanced human being, intellectually advanced. Not necessarily with the head, but just my cellular capacity, apparently, because everything stayed the same. My ERPR status, my hormone status, everything's the same. So there's this big, why did the bones stay the same and or go down a little bit and the liver grow new spots? So, unfortunately, Navlabine, as my Walgreens specialty pharmacy girl said today, you completed your treatment. And I started laughing. I'm like, well, I mean, that's one way to put it is I completed it. I mean, I failed it, but sure, I completed the dosage. So, we're moving on to Xeloda. So, I have already bought some little, like, lotion hand gloves. So, if you've never been on Xeloda, hand, foot, and mouth that little kids get with blisters everywhere. Yeah. Number one side effect. My doctor, who I now have my new oncologist who I saw this week, said, listen, I know you're that challenging patient and I love it. He said, I'm going to tell you this because I know how you are. Less than 1% of people have heart attack-like symptoms where you'll feel like tightening of your chest or I'll have to ask my aunt because she was with me in the appointment, but she was like, and so it sounds like you just have really like heavy weight on your chest, but just call the doctor, stop taking the pill because you probably have a problem. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. So we start that drug Wednesday. Okay, so that's update. Oh, I have a scan in like 3 months. Let's talk kids. I hate this topic so much. But I'm gonna be honest. It is, even within my support group of girls, kids are the least talked about topic, I think, because it's the shittiest topic in the entire world. Like, who wants to talk about your kids when you have cancer? Okay, so I'm going to show you my Christmas card. See, look, I already did this, where I'm looking at the red thing. It's little Bo Peep. Come on. Chick, step up. I brought my Christmas card because I thought you should see my family so that you're like, oh, her kids are that age, you know. Okay, so keep in mind, this was also taken immediately before or right when I started radiation. So this is Declan. He will be 10 at the end of February. And Corbin will be 8 in April. And then Jason would want me to tell you he's 8 months younger than me. And then that's the back of our card. So anyway, that's our little gang. I'm going to cover pictures in a different segment, but just be aware that I'm going to yell at you if you don't take pictures with your family, because I don't, and I'm not the best at it, but I'm trying to get better. Okay, tonight, it's fierce. We're going to talk kids, and we're going to talk to tell your kids or to not tell your kids. Okay, first let me say, I don't know the answer to this. It's a rhetorical question. However, I feel like everything is, because, you know, I'm talking to little Bo Peep, who is a potato figure. Her opinions are very friendly toward mine and agreeable. It's great. But I say that because I'm just a mom and I have stage 4 cancer. And so here's what I've done. Take advice, don't take advice. The problem is there's not a manual. And even if there were a manual, the manual would say you're a parent and they're your kids, so you decide. But I guess my children are kind of a clinical trial of what I've done. So, shockingly, my kids, I'm pretty much an open book with my kids. There are things that we discuss on, you know, their educational or mental level based on what I think they can handle. But they know most things. I will say that. Like, I don't think there's much of a surprise coming their way. So the other difference with me is when I was diagnosed, which was 5 years ago, 4 days ago, it was 5 years. When I was diagnosed, the kids were 2 and 4, almost 3 and 5. So, I mean, at 3 years old, and even at 5, I didn't remember having too many memories before 5 years old from when I was little, that I really felt like this is all they know of me. And so, you know, especially when I started, I got on Taxol right away. So of course it was, you know, completely bald. But, you know, there's been like Mohawk Mom, who may end up coming back out. And then I've had my head shaved. It's been bald. It's been patchy with, you know, I mean, I think one thing, my kids wonder why I don't care more about my hair. Like, I think they're kind of like, you're like the ungirliest girl ever. And I'm like, why? And they're like, you don't do much with your hair. And I'm just like, well, because my medicine makes it come out. And they're like, oh, we wondered. But let me be honest. I don't care about hair. I get heebie-jeebies when it's in my hand, so I kind of would prefer to not have any. However, this BS of these extremely clear hairs, I'm not loving them, so I may have to color my hair, even though that's still kind of coming in. So I don't have like a 10-year-old that is already aware of life. My kids were so young that it was almost like day to day, like, this is what mommy's doing. That's what, And so we've definitely been very open from the beginning. I tell them most everything. I don't go into specifics for sure, but like when it went to my brain, we talked about it, and I just said that, I couldn't drive because, here I had a car and would take them on Mondays when they were off school, and now it's, I can't drive. I have vision issues. I have hearing issues. There's this stupid stuff that goes along with brain mets that I tell them just because I have to. Like, if I get overwhelmed, I want them to know that it's because of me and my brain and not because they're being loud and annoying. Like, I don't ever want my kids to feel that way. I want them to know that, it's just mommy is getting overwhelmed, or mommy is, needing a break, or mommy needs to go take time out, which I need to do more often because I will be honest, I lose my shit quite a bit, especially during COVID. I mean, let's be honest, for those of us that have stage 4 and have stayed home and quarantined, I started quarantining March 2nd, the minute I got home from New York. And holy shit, it's been a long year. Hasn't it? That I think I would be lying if I didn't say this has been very hard. I think, like all of us, you're with your kids all day. I feel like my kids are being punished. Oh my God, I'm having a hot flash. I feel like my kids are being punished because of my sickness. And it is what it is, and I can't change it. But we do our best. Therapy. They are in therapy. Holy muffin. Okay, can I just be honest? I switched from Effexor to a different antidepressant. I don't think it's working at all. Holy balls. I'll get my moonshine. All right, therapy. Yes, my kids are in therapy. We're all in therapy. Shit, we need it. So we do family therapy. We were doing it more, but then when COVID hit, I just don't go out. And so she does telehealth, but it's kind of been, COVID to me has been probably the best thing I could have asked for. My kids during a normal school day were gone most of the day, come home, scramble, your scrambled dinner, scramble, bedtime. And then it's like, whew, we made it. We made it to bedtime. Now it's like, it's only 6:30. I love my children, by the way. But I'll be honest. COVID to me, I've had a year of getting to know my kids, and my husband, but I already knew him pretty well. But I remember working so many hours a day and sitting in hotels at midnight and working and thinking oh my God, I just wish I had a week off that I didn't have to do anything. So did I put this on me? Maybe, by putting it out in the universe. However, I've told my doctor that. I had 5 years now to be home with my family. COVID sucks. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from COVID, but I'm just saying, just like this cancer diagnosis, I'm trying to make the best of it. So it's been fun for me to get to know my kids. Declan is struggling. He's having a hard time. So he's almost 10. His best friend lives in Tucson, and he's sick of only having his sister to play with. I mean, I get it. I'm losing my shit. They totally are. I just don't think that they do like mommy does and throw crap or get really mad. So Declan goes to therapy once a week, and my whole purpose with all of it. Oh, and then they do see the school therapist. My whole purpose was with all of it, especially with Corbin, because I don't think she quite gets everything yet, but I want them to have an established relationship with someone that's like an outsider and that's not one of us. Just that if she needs to talk about stuff, it's not one of us. If they want to talk about, anything, or they just have somebody else that they can go to and have a relationship with outside of us. So that's been great. Here's the other thing I'm going to add, and then I'll go just so it's not a super long video because I'm trying so hard, you guys. Okay. I've talked about the manual. If you've not watched other videos, I've always said, like, when I had my kids, I didn't get a manual, and I remember them like handing me my child to burp, and I was thinking like, okay. And they're like, no, you need to do it harder. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to break the baby. Well, I didn't get the damn manual. They didn't give me one. My goal with my Facebook page, so I'm going to try to add more to my Facebook page that is like manual information, because I've realized during our support group, these girls get on and they're day one. I mean, seriously, there was a girl that was like day 3. And that's just overwhelming. Holy bags. Anyway, I want to try to give you guys the 14 years now that I've been doing, since 2007, that I've been doing this. I have a lot of stupid knowledge and a lot of jargon and a lot of tips and stuff that it would help people get there faster, just so that they can have educated conversations with their doctor, or talk to their kids and be like, okay, this is what worked with Melissa and this is what didn't. And so I just say for tonight, whether you tell your kids or not tell your kids is up to you. I think for me, it's just kind of been a part of their life so far. I know what they can handle and what they can't handle. I mean, I have friends that their kids don't know. It's not right or wrong. It's just how they've done it. And I mean, we're all just trying to do our best. So I think with that, don't judge how other parents are doing, because it's tough. It's a tough situation and none of us know the right answer. So you do it the way you can do it. The next thing I want to cover, I think, is pictures. And then I have keepsake boxes that I've started for my kids. I think I'm going to kind of go through the stuff in there, because I think people are always looking for legacy items. See, these aren't as fun as topics. God. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So that's for tonight. If you need me, reach out. My email is down below. I'm working on the manual. And we'll do another update soon. Or not really an update. We'll do another segment about kids soon. And then I'm going to try to interview my kids and see if they'll share any info. We'll see. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great night. And thanks for subscribing. You guys are fun. Reach out if you need me. Bye.